Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about our path ratings, which are complete, and then I'm going to talk to you about the progress of the non-motorized document that we're working on, which has not been updated since 2014. So right into path ratings. So I just want to let you all know, so what's what? A bicycle lane, I think we can all visualize bicycle lanes in Holland, and there actually is one in Zeeland on Washington Avenue too. So these are protected from traffic with a line, and they're signed and marked. So a wide paved shoulder we're calling 4 feet or greater, and those are generally safer for walkers and bicyclists, even though per the road commission they're not allowed to be signed as bicycle lanes, and we would never call them that to begin with. So shared use path, I'll point to the one running through Collin Park, or there's one in Zeeland. There's the north side pathway and east side pathway. So these actually leave the right-of-way of the road, but continue on as a path. And then side paths run parallel to roads, generally in the right-of-way. So you'll see them, I mean, there's one right out here on Byron Road, so that would be a side path. And then we all know what a sidewalk is. And then improved park paths would be either boardwalked or paved paths through a park. So just kind of some glossary terms here. So I have broken this down by jurisdiction, who has what. So clearly Holland has the most sidewalks, and then Zeeland would be next. Paved shoulders 4 feet or greater. Fillmore Township actually has the most mileage. Bicycle lanes, Holland has almost 16 miles. And then you'll see Zeeland just over a half a mile. For shared use paths and side paths, Holland Township actually has the most mileage, with Park Township right behind them. And I mean, 70 miles, that's a lot of pathway for a jurisdiction. So, and then improved park paths, Holland has almost 10 miles and they lead the pack. Total infrastructure, Holland has 204 miles. Looks like about 35–40% of the network is in the city of Holland. Any questions on this? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'll send this whole presentation out because there's a lot of good info in here. Yeah, so path ratings background. So we started discussions in 2023. We worked with our TAC to develop the rating system and then also define what we're going to be rating. And then we received a CEP grant to purchase 3 e-bikes, which got a lot of use this past spring, summer, and fall. I think we put 400 miles on each of them. So we got a lot of mileage out of those. And we started rating the paths in April of 2024 and finished in September. So we actually rated about 200 miles of pavement out there. Some of you have seen us around, some didn't, but yeah, we were out there. High visibility vests, couple close calls, getting plowed over by vehicles, but we survived. And we're going to be incorporating these results into our 2025 active transportation plan. So again, the last plan was in 2014 and it was a non-motorized plan from the MACC. So we have also come to the agreement that we're going to be rating these paths every other year. So that's good.
You use the same rating for all the different styles? Because sidewalk is a lot different than bike path.
So we really base this one on asphalt because that's about 90% of the system. Concrete, since they're all in blocks, you can just remove. But yeah, we do note the general condition of concrete.
Keith's benefit. What kind of rating he's going to get sidewalk compared to bike path? I mean, it's...
Yeah. Well, we didn't rate sidewalks though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we have
rated
our own system where we go through our sidewalk network.
Yeah.
on
So
a
we only
rotating
rated
basis.
things that were 6 feet or greater that were designated by the local municipality as a side path or shared use path. So hopefully that helps. The criteria, so this is taken straight from the document that we're working on right now. So this just kind of shows the progression of a very poor path. I won't point out where these are, but one of them's underwater on the left, totally unusable. There was one we came across where tree roots were probably that high off the ground and every 2 feet. So that was unrideable. We actually had to walk the bikes for a couple of these, but And then a 1 would also be like you could take a shovel and shovel the pavement out of the path. So I won't go into too much on these because this will be in the final document, but it just kind of shows where they are, what we're looking at, how much percentage of the system, how many miles, and then the signs and recommended action for these. So notice they get nicer now. So 4 is very rideable. There's just a few cracks, but they're all sealed pretty tight. 5 is almost brand new. And then 6 would be brand new pavement, less than a year old. So, any questions on the rating system? Larry?
So, how are you keeping track? Is there a module in RoadSoft that you're using for this?
No. So we developed our own database in-house on GIS. So, yeah. So we have all this information in GIS, and then we've also received from Prine and Newhoff, because they do most of the work around here, construction dates for all this stuff. So I have not put those in yet because it's a lot of data, but I will be putting that in just to kind of track the degradation over time of the pass so we can help make better decisions. Now the map and distribution. So you can see on the left, green is good, the yellow and orange is kind of average, and then the reds are your poor pass. So it's broken down by jurisdiction. 2 jurisdictions do not have any paths. That would be Olive and Fillmore as of this time. They are interested in them in the future. And then the MACC as a whole would be the big pie chart there. And then on the right would just be kind of the matrix of kind of what we're looking at to give something a rating that we did. And then the widths and surface type were also we also measured the width, and then we took note of what the surface type was. So widths would be on the left of this, and I also threw in non-conforming AASHTO path widths. So AASHTO is the American Association of Surface Transportation something. It's a lot of acronyms. So the one in the middle are paths that are less than 8 feet wide, which they consider non-conforming or outdated. So those are in red. Those would be our first priorities to widen those where warranted. The only caveat would be if there's 2 6-foot paths on each side of the road, that negates what we're talking about here. And then asphalt is the predominant material, again on the right there. Concrete you're generally going to see in the city of Holland, some of Holland Township, and then you'll see random paths like in Lake Town. That's actually the longest stretch of concrete down the Beeline Road that we have. So if I had to sum up the typical path in this area, they're 8 feet wide, so that's 70% of the pass. Paved with asphalt, 87%, and then rated below or above average would be almost 70% too. So that's the typical path we have in the area. We have some future things that municipalities are working on. So we did meet with all 9 members, all municipalities in our jurisdiction. And we incorporated existing member plans into our document as well that are floating out there, whether that be a master plan, a non-motorized plan, or something like that. So we do have funded bike lanes coming to Columbia 10th to 24th. And we have 2 funded side paths that are under construction this year now. 152nd from Quincy to Butternut, and then 76 Perry 72nd close by to here. Oh, 74th, I'm sorry. Okay. 74th. The rest are illustrative or unfunded. So that would include almost 7 miles of bike lanes and 43 miles of side paths. We also looked at MACC Transit connectivity. I've been in discussions with Sandra and Kate over at MACC Transit to kind of work on some of these issues that we have, and they have been very receptive. So I know they're working on some grant work too. But they'll have the new system this coming summer. So we use the 8 routes for connectivity to analyze. So there's almost 300 bus stops. 10% have shelters, 80% have non-motorized connections directly by the bus stop. 31% have a waiting pad, and then 20% have neither. So those are the ones we're really looking at to make sure people can access the bus safely. They're not standing in a snowbank, as Mr. Bonema said. That's pretty important to us. So, in addition, we also purchased a ped and bike counter. This is infrared. We tested that over the late fall at Hope College. We worked with Michelle Gibbs over there just to kind of test it out, work out the kinks. So we will be conducting counts from May 1st to October 31st of every year, 1 week at a location. So we're budgeting for 26 locations every year. And of course, we'll receive feedback from our members, areas they'd like counted. So we've identified nearly 300 locations to count. We want to count each mile at least at the bare minimum. Some are less than that. But we do plan on counting each location every 5 years. And we want to push to purchase another one if this works out. So we really want to build this really nice database for non-motorized transportation. Now to the document. We have been working hard on this. We've completely gutted the 2014 document. This is very data-driven. We're focusing on path connectivity, prioritization, funding strategies, equity, access to critical services, and regional integration with other member plans. So first draft is done. It's a text-only draft that was reviewed by the TAC and then some people from MDOT and the Active Transportation Steering Committee. So I'm hard at work getting the document done. It should be done by April, and then we plan on updating this every 5 years. So things we did, we inventoried and mapped all the bike lanes, paved shoulders over 4 feet or greater, sidewalks, improved trails, and then also side or shared use paths too. So we did meet with all the municipalities. We also met with MDOT, Max Transit, Tulip Time, Holland CVB, and Ottawa County Parks. We extended invites to others, and they didn't accept them. We have 2 public open houses coming up in March. One's in Zeeland, one in Holland. They are at Howard Miller Library and then Erik District Library.